Today we are going to discuss radioactivity and law of radioactive disintegration in the lesson nuclear physics. So if you have ever seen a radium piece studied on any article or on any watch in night or in dark, then you would have noticed that it emits radiation spontaneously, without any excitation or without any stimulus. This phenomenon is called radioactivity. In radioactivity, a radioactive nuclei of one element decays, disintegrates in time by giving out radiations of alpha, beta and gamma ray. And in this process, it changes from nuclei of one element to nuclei of another element. For example, when uranium decays beta radiations by the excitation of a neutron falling on it, then it changes into neptunium, and then it changes into plutonium. Total element is changed from one to another. This process is called radioactivity. Radioactivity takes place according to certain law. Now suppose that you have a big chunk of radium, then obviously it will be emitting more radiations. The glow is more. So this suggests that the rate of decay will be more when glow is more in a large chunk of radium piece, large piece of radium. So you can say that large decay when a large number of nuclei, then it suggests that rate of disintegration is proportional to the size of the sample. So for the derivation of radioactive disintegration law, let us assume that the number of radioactive nuclei at any time t is equal to n, and after del t time, the number of radioactive nuclei out of n nuclei which decays is del n. So, as per our discussions, this rate of decay del n by del t should be proportional to initial number of nuclei. Now, when you take the limit del t tends to 0, then this rate of decay becomes instantaneous. And instantaneous decay is called differentiation of the quantity with respect to time. Therefore, differentiation of n with respect to time is proportional to n. This implies that dn upon dt is equal to minus lambda n. Here, minus sign is given as the number of active nuclei are decreasing. So we have a negative sign here, and now this your lambda is a constant of proportionality in this equation, and this is called decay constant, radioactive decay constant. We can define this radioactive decay constant from this equation itself. Take decay constant along one side and take the rest of the quantity on the other side for defining this quantity lambda. So here you can find what is lambda. Just say this quantity. What is this? This is your decay of del n dn nuclei in dt time out of given sample of n active nuclei at that time. One more way by which you can define this decay constant, by rearranging this right hand side of the equation, you find that decay constant lambda is equal to minus dn upon n into dt. And what is this dn upon n? If you could remember, this term is similar to probability of any term. Probabilities are of this form. So this is probability. Decay constant is probability of decaying dn nuclei, active nuclei, out of given n active nuclei in dt time. So this is your decay constant. Now for SI unit, you can find SI unit from this equation only. These two are numbers. Numbers can be cancelled, and you are left with a term of time in denominator. So lambda is equal to the SI unit of lambda, decay constant, is equal to per second. So now let us derive an equation for law of disintegration. So we have formulated this equation just now. dn upon n is equal to minus lambda dt. So for finding number of nuclei left after time t, active nuclei after time t, we need to integrate this equation A under proper limit. So if you take time t is equal to 0, at 0 time you will have the highest number of active nuclei, and let the number of nuclei is n naught. And after time t, many of the nuclei has decayed, and you are left with only n number of nuclei. So on integrating this equation, dn upon n integrated under limit n naught to n is equal to minus lambda dt, and it is integrated from time 0 to time t. So this is equal to integration of 1 upon n dn is equal to log n within limit n naught up to n is equal to minus lambda t with limit from 0 to t. This is equal to log n minus log n naught. It is equal to minus lambda t, and therefore log n divided by n naught is equal to minus lambda t, and this is equal to e raised to the power minus lambda t is equal to n upon n naught. So here the base term, e term, has come along this side, and e is raised to this power, and this becomes equal to n upon n naught. Okay. So we obtain the equation of law of disintegration of radioactive disintegration. Okay. This is your n is equal to n naught e raised to the power minus lambda t. This is the law of radioactive disintegration. Here you have n number of active nuclei left after time t. This is your left nuclei. It is still to decay. It is still to disintegrate. And this law is called law of radioactive disintegration. Radioactivity is a very slow process, and even in a small chunk of radioactive sample, you have infinite many active nuclei. They may take million and million of years for decaying. So it is not practical to find out the time of decay. And for that purpose, we have another quantity that is called half-life. Half-life is the time taken in decay of half of the nuclei initially present. So if you have initially present and not nuclei, after half-life you are remained with only and not by 2. So if half-life is taken as T half, then using this equation, let me write an equation for T half. Here in place of n, I'll be writing n naught by 2. This is equal to n naught e power minus lambda, and in place of time, I'll be writing T half. N is cancelled from both the sides, and therefore 1 by 2 is equal to. Here you can see exponent has negative term, so this quantity can be taken in denominator, 1 upon e power lambda T half. This is equal to 1 by 2. This is equal to your 2 equal to e power lambda T half. And so by using concepts of logarithm, this is equal to log 2 base e equals lambda T half. By little rearrangement, you can find the same equation. Taking e along this side, this will come as exponent and remaining will be 2 only. Okay. So from here you can find T half. T half is equal to log 2 base e divided by lambda. This is the equation for half-life of an active sample. Very important equation, equation number 2. You can further simplify it. T half is equal to log 2 base e. It is a natural logarithm of 2 and its value is equal to 0.693 divided by lambda. So these are the equations of half-life of any active nuclei. By putting the value of only disintegration constant, you can find the half-life of any given sample. So there is one more important form of equation. Let me derive. Here, by putting value of this lambda from equation 2 in equation 1. Here you have equation 1. I am putting value of lambda over here. So n becomes equal to n naught e power minus, now in place of lambda, here I am writing this quantity, log 2 base e divided by T half. And then e power minus lambda into T also. So this can be simplified as n is equal to n naught e power log 2 base e, and I am taking other exponent outside this quantity minus T by T half. Now here you can see log is the power of exponent, so this becomes 1 only. This is cancelled. Your n number of active nuclei after time t is equal to n naught 2 power minus of time divided by t half. Here again you have exponent negative. You can take this quantity in denominator. So n is equal to n naught divided by 2 raised to the power t by t half. This is a very important result. You may use this result in solving numericals. So let us do one question. There is a sample of radioactive nuclei N naught with half-life 20 years. Half-life is given, number of active nuclei is given. Now what fraction of the active nuclei will be remained after 60 years? So we will be using the same formula that we have just derived. N is equal to N naught divided by 2 raised to the power t divided by t half. So N is equal to N naught divided by, here time period is given your 60 years. So 60 and divided by half-life is given 20 years. So number of nuclei left after time t is equal to n, and this is equal to n naught divided by 2 power 3, this is your 8. 1/8 of initial number of nuclei are left. Now here you would have noticed that 60 total years divided by 20 half-life. When you divide you get 3. What is this quantity? This is your number of half-lives. 1 half-life plus 1 more half-life plus third half-life. So number of half-life is 3. So a new formula I am giving you here. Number of nuclei left will be equal to initial number of nuclei divided by 2 raised to the power number of half-lives. So if year is not given, if this year is not given and half-life also is not given, here when year is not given, half-life is not given, only the given information is that the number of half-lives is 3, then also you can solve the equation. You can find the result. N will be equal to N naught by 2 power 3, and this will activity of radioactive sample. In a radioactive sample, we do not know the number of active nuclei at a particular time. We cannot measure even. We do not know how many nuclei inside the sample are active at any particular moment of time. So for that sake, we have another quantity that is called activity. It is a measurable quantity, and this is your negative of rate of decay. So if any sample decays, then there will be percentage decrease in its mass or weight or whatsoever. So this can be measured. Now we will be finding activity of any radioactive sample. So as per definition, activity is minus of dN upon dt. But we know that dN upon dt is equal to minus lambda n, and therefore activity, which is equal to minus dN upon dt, it becomes lambda n. Activity is your lambda n. Now let us put the value of this n, number of active nuclei in time t. Therefore, activity becomes equal to lambda. In place of n, we'll be writing n naught e power minus lambda t. So this is your one equation. Let the equation be A. Now suppose at time t is equal to 0, when you are putting time 0, then activity A is equal to A naught. At 0 time, activity is A naught. So let me put here time 0 and activity as A naught. So activity A naught comes equal to lambda n naught, and e raised to the power 0 is equal to 1. So from here you can see that lambda n naught is equal to actually A naught. Now in equation A, you can put lambda n naught in place of this A naught. So therefore, activity is equal to A naught e power minus lambda t. The same form of equation we obtained. What we have obtained for number of active nuclei after time t. So this equation is very important while doing questions. Now here you can see A is equal to lambda n, where lambda is a constant. So A will be proportional to n only. So here I have noted down a point. A is proportional to n. Now at half life, when t is half, you know that number of nuclei becomes half. And when number of nuclei becomes half, as A is proportional to n, so A also should become half. Activity also should become half. Now next point, unit of activity. We have noted down A is equal to lambda n or dn. So we know that decay constant has unit per second, and here disintegration, dn is what? Decay or disintegration. So unit of A is equal to disintegration per second or decay per second, and this is equal to 1 becquerel. Now activity has another units too. Here you have some units. 1 disintegration per second is also called 1 becquerel. Now you have another a larger unit called Curie, also written as Ci, and this is equal to 3.7 into 10 to the power 10 disintegration per second or becquerel, BQ. Now see how large the unit Curie is. It is of the order of 10 to the power 10 becquerel. Similarly, you have another unit. 1 millicurie is 37 Rutherford. You can find that Curie is equal to 37,000 Rutherford. Curie is quite large unit. Now 1 Rutherford is equal to 10 to the power 6 disintegration per second. You have one more quantity called specific activity, and specific activity is activity per unit mass or per gram. The specific activity of 1 gram of radium 226 is 1 Curie. So this was all about some questions related to these topics. Question number 1. Half-life of a radioactive element is 12.5 hours. Half-life is given and its quantity is 256 gram. Half-life and quantity is given. After how much time its quantity will remain? 1 gram. So you will be using the same equation that I had derived. N is equal to N naught. Do remember that equation by 2 raised to the power number of half-lives. Number of half-lives. This is not given, but the two masses are given here. Initial mass is 256 and finally you are remained with 1 gram. So let me put these quantities here. 1 is equal to 256 divided by 2 power n, and 2 power n is equal to 2 power 8. Here 256 is changed into 2 power 8. So this implies that n is equal to 8. Now what is the total time? How much time? This you have to find. So number of half-lives I obtained, and one half-life is 12.5 hours. So what is total time? Here total time is equal to half-life into number of half-lives is equal to number I have already obtained, and half-life is given 12.5, and this comes equal to 40 to 16, 20. So this has come, this is your total time is equal to this much, 100. And what is the unit of 100 hours? Okay, so 100 hour is your right answer. Now next question. Let us do 1-2 more questions. Second question. The half-life of a radioactive isotope X is 50 years. It decays to another element Y, which is stable. Y is stable. The two elements X and Y were found to be in the ratio of 1:15. So it is decayed, and we have no any equation which relates a decayed nuclei. We always need the number of nuclei left. So we will not write this ratio of the remaining element and decay element. We are to remove this term decay. So we will invert this ratio while writing given Y upon X is equal to 15 by 1. I have inverted it. And what you have to find? The age of the rock we are to find. So okay. Now adding 1 in the 2. When you add 1. Now look what this adding 1 makes this equation. Y plus, here you have X, 1 X divided by X is equal to 16 by 1. Now here you have total number of nuclei, because decayed nuclei plus remaining nuclei is equal to total number of nuclei. And this is N naught, and what is X? X is equal to remaining, and let this be N. So N naught by N is obtained, and this is equal to 16, means 2 to the power 4. Okay. So therefore, n naught by 2 raised to the power 4 is equal to n. So from you can see this equation. You have already derived equation of this form. So what is 4 here? Here 4 is equal to total number of half-life. And half-life is given. So therefore total time is equal to number of half-lives t half into number, and this is your 4 into what is half-life given? It is your half-life is given 50 years. Okay, this is your 50 years. So total time is 200 years. Right answer. Okay, this is your 200 years. Okay, let us do one more question. The activity of a radioactive sample is measured as and not count per minute at T0. Initial activity is given. A naught is given and not per second. Okay, and not per second, decay per second. And then, and not by E count per, no, it is not second, this is your minute. Let me change this. This is your minute. And not by E counts per minute at time t is equal to 5 minutes. So A is given and not perhaps, okay, yes, and not by E decay per minute after time is equal to 5 minutes. Okay, at which the activity reduced to half of its value. You know that when activity is reduced to half of its value, then the time is called t half, because when number of active nuclei reduced to half, that time is called t half, and the same is when activity is reduced to half. So we are to find t half. So let me write this equation. A is equal to A naught e power minus lambda t, and for the given information let me put the value. N naught by E is equal to N naught e power minus lambda t, and t is 5 minutes. Okay, so t is your 5 minutes. Here and not is cancelled. So therefore 1 by E is equal to, okay, let me take E in the numerator. E power minus 1 is equal to, okay, initially let me take it T only. So E power minus 1 is equal to E power minus lambda t. Therefore, you can see that lambda t is equal to 1, and therefore t is equal to 1 by lambda. So this is a very important equation. When time is equal to 1 by lambda, then the time is called average time. When time is equal to 1 by lambda, then it is equal to tau, average time. So tau is equal to 1 by lambda, and we know that half-life is equal to log 2 base e into tau. So what is t half? Let me write t half. T half is equal to log 2 base e and 1 by lambda, and 1 by lambda we have obtained here. 1 by lambda is your average time, and this time is given 5 minutes. So this tau is your 5 minutes. T half comes equal to log 2 base e into 5, and the right answer is from here is D. So I conclude